So look at here. A number of options are given, but you have to remember that whenever double bond is there, that means in first option, nitrogen-nitrogen double bond. Then in second option, carbon-carbon double bond. Okay. Then in fourth option, carbon-oxygen double bond. And in third option, nitrogen double bond, nitrogen, then double bond, nitrogen. So whenever the frequency range extends from 2100 to 2300 centimeter inverse, then it is for triple bond region also, and it is for the cumulated bond system also. Cumulated bond system, that means when the central atom shares the double bonds with the adjacent atom, it is called as a cumulated bonds or cumulated bond systems. So here, not only for triple bond system, that is cyanide and alkyne, carbon-carbon triple bond and carbon-nitrogen triple bond, there is also the same frequency region, that is 2100 to 2300 centimeter inverse for N double bond C double bond O, N double bond C double bond S, N double bond C double bond N, and N double bond N double bond N. So here N3, it is in the option 3. So here what is the frequency range? 2150. So it is in the range of 2100 to 2300 centimeter inverse. So our correct answer is third one. Okay. Now, in the higher spectrum, carbonyl absorption band for the following compound appears at. Look at here. The screen is visible now. Whether the screen is visible or not. Okay. Is it visible, right? So look at here. Now here, when we consider the question number 2 with respect to higher spectroscopy. So in the higher spectrum, carbonyl absorption band for the following compound appears at. Look at here. What I have told you, for ester, for aliphatic ester, and for 6-membered ester, the higher value, which is shown in the chart. Look at here in the chart. Here, ester value is 1730 to 1730 to 1760 centimeter inverse for ester. Okay, that means its frequency extends from 1730 to 1760. And when we consider this question, so here, that means the frequency range for the ester is 1730 to 1760. Now, when we consider this, so look at here, what is the starting range of the ester? 1730. Okay, 1730. So now, 1730, when we add 30 in 1730, then it will be approximately, or it will be equal to 1760. Okay, what you have to do? For 6-membered or aliphatic ester, what is the range? The range is 1730 to 1760. So always start from the initial. What is the initial? 1730. So 1730 is for aliphatic ester as well as 6-membered ester. But here the ester ring is 5-membered. 5-membered, that means one carbon is reduced from 6-membered ring. If one carbon is reduced, then what I have told you? You have to add 30 units in that initial frequency. That means 1730. You have to add 30 in 1730. So it will become 1760. Now tell me, out of the 4 options, which value is closer to 1760? Definitely B, 1770. So the correct option is B. Okay. Now take a look at question number 3. Here, question number 3 is correctly match the structure and carbonyl stretching frequencies set. So here column A and column B are given, and in front of them frequencies are given. So here P, Q, R, these are the 3 esters. Now take a look up. Here 3 esters, all are 5-members. But the frequencies in front of them are different, and we have to match which ester will show which type of frequency. Okay, so what we have to do here, remember that all the esters are 5-membered, but their structures different. And this different in the structure definitely affect their carbonyl stretching frequency. Now, to explain this, take a look. When we consider the first P, so here lone pair on the oxygen of ester are 100% involved in the conjugation with carbonyl group. That means here 100% conjugation will occur through the lone pair. When we consider Q option, so in Q option, lone pair of oxygens are 50% involved in a conjugation with carbonyl and 50% chances that they can be involved in a conjugation with carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, so out of P and Q, which carbonyl is highly conjugated? Definitely P as compared to Q. Now, when we consider the option that means compound R. So in R compound, what will happen here? Lone pair of oxygens are involved in a conjugation with carbonyl 100%. And at the same time, carbon-carbon double bond is also involved in a conjugation with carbonyl. So out of these three, P, Q and R, which carbonyl group is highly conjugated? Definitely R, because it has 100% contribution from both lone pair of oxygen as well as carbon-carbon double bond. So the carbonyl group of compound R is highly conjugated, and remember that as the conjugation increases, IR stretching frequency decreases. It is written, that means the statement is written on the slide, as the conjugation increases, IR stretching frequency decreases. So here, what will happen? The carbonyl, which is highly conjugated, will have lowest IR stretching frequency. Understand? And the carbonyl, which has lowest conjugation, here 50% conjugation is possible for Q, 100% conjugation is possible for P, and 200% conjugation is possible for R. So which one is highly conjugated? R is highly conjugated. That means carbonyl group of R is highly conjugated, followed by P, where 100% conjugation is there, and lastly Q, where only 50% conjugation is there. So as the conjugation increases, IR stretching frequency decreases. So out of this P, Q and R, tell me, which one will have the lowest frequency? For lowest frequency, the conjugation must be highest, and highest conjugation is for R. Okay. So now match the column. We know that R has the highest conjugation, so it must have lowest IR stretching frequency. Out of these three values, 1750, 1770 and 1800, which value is the lowest? 1750. So definitely 1750 will be for R. Okay, 1750 for R. So here, the column B, remember that 1750 is the X, 1770 is Y, 1800 is Z. So R matches with X. Okay. So R matches with X. It is in the two options, A and C. Okay. And we know that which one has the highest IR stretching frequency? Definitely Q, because it has the lowest conjugation, only 50%. So Q will have the highest frequency. Highest is 1800. 1800, that means Z. So which option is correct then? C. P follows Z frequency, Q follows Y frequency, and R follows X frequency. I think it is clear to you. Any doubt up to this? Any doubt? Here C option is correct. Look at here. What I am telling you, which one has the lowest conjugation? Q has the lowest conjugation. Look at here, only 50% conjugation with respect to carbonyl group. So we have to consider only the conjugation of carbonyl group. We don't have to consider other conjugations. Here in case of Q, 50% conjugation occurs on the carbonyl. In case of P, 100% conjugation occurs on carbonyl, and in case of R, 200% conjugation occurs. So conjugation is highest for R, hence it has lowest frequency, that is X. So R is equals to X. Now, which one has the lowest conjugation out of P and Q? Q has the lowest conjugation because P has 100% conjugation, whereas Q has only 50% conjugation. So lowest conjugation is for Q. That's why the value of Q must be highest. So definitely it is A. A is the correct one, right? Q is equals to Z. Right. Now, question number 4. Correct match of the compound in the column P with IR stretching frequencies. Now, if you understand this concept, then you can definitely answer it. Now, reply me. What is the correct one? 1, 2, 3 or 4 options. Come on. A is correct in the previous question. Tell me, what is the option? Correct option for the next question. This question. Tell me, what is the correct answer? Correct match of the compound in the column P with the higher stretching frequencies. Anybody? Look at here. First compound is ketone. All are 5 members. First compound is ketone. Second one is ester. And third one is anhydride. Okay. So out of these 3, 5-membered compounds, first one is ketone. And ketone has the lowest ion stretching frequency as compared to ester. And ester has the lowest ion stretching frequency as compared to anhydride. So what we can say that the first one, that means first compound, will have the lowest IR stretching frequency. And which one is the lowest? C. So first is equals to C. First is equals to C, it is in the 2 options, 2 and 3. Okay. So our correct answer is in between these 2 and 3. 2 options are neglected, first and 4th. Now, consider the second compound. Second is the ester, which has the lower frequency as compared to anhydride. And what is the second highest frequency in this? 1770. So second must be equal to B. Okay. And definitely third, which has the highest higher stretching frequency. It is A. That means third for A, and second is for B, and first is for C. Okay. You got it? So what is the correct answer? Tell me. What is the correct answer then? The correct answer is 3. Okay. Now, we will proceed further. Now look at here. Three is correct.